Welcome back to Autopedia, where the future of family travel meets the sharpest German engineering in a face-off you won't want to miss. Picture this, the legendary Volvo XC70, reinvented for 2026 as a plug-in hybrid crossover, going head-to-head with Audi's latest third-generation Q5, a name that's become synonymous with premium, practical motoring. Today, we dive deep. Design, performance, tech, comfort, and the all-important family factor. If you want the ultimate verdict for your next upgrade, you're in the right place. Let's kick things off with the newcomer's origins. The Volvo XC70 has always stood apart, originally fusing estate practicality with genuine off-road capability. After a lengthy absence, it's back for 2026, taller, stronger, and boasting electrification credentials that set the pace for the segment. Audi's Q5, launched anew in late 2024, is the core of its class, sleek, understated, always high-tech. But here's the conundrum. While this Q5 brings more multimedia and electrification via mild hybrid tech, it has sacrificed rear cabin space compared to the previous generation, a fact many buyers with families will definitely want to know about. Visually, the Volvo commands presence. Nearly 4.8 meters long and solid in every detail, it looks every bit the Scandinavian SUV flagship. Sculpted LED Thor's hammer headlights, subtle pop-out handles, and a minimalist rear end speak to understated luxury. Wheel sizes go from 19 to 21 inches, always with a hint of capability, resilient on trails yet smooth on urban commutes. Flip to the Audi, 4.72 meters long. It's slightly shorter, but looks crisp and contemporary, with sharper bumpers, the latest OLED light signatures, and a wide palette of finishes from classic chrome accents to gloss black stealth. You'll spot its premium status right away, whether you're pulling up in the city or parking at an alpine chalet. Now let's dig deep into what really matters for today's buyer: electrification and the driving experience. The XC70's new hybrid heart pairs a 1.5-liter turbo engine with a class-leading EV range of up to 200 kilometers. Yes, 200, making this a crossover you can actually use as an EV for most daily trips. The real-world number may fluctuate, but it trounces anything else in the segment, truly setting a new benchmark. The drive is calm, confident, with adaptive air suspension giving you 40 millimeters of ride height adjustment, whether you're crossing a muddy path or chasing Autobahn dreams. It feels solid, silent, and you constantly sense that Scandinavian priority for comfort and safety. Audi's Q5 comes with more options and a story of its own. At launch, you get a choice of engines: the 2.0 TDI diesel at 204 horsepower, the 2.0 TFSI petrol with the same output, and the outright sporty SQ5 with a 3-liter V6 pumping out 367 horsepower and quattro all-wheel drive. Every Q5 now benefits from a 48-volt mild hybrid setup, a 24-horsepower electric motor, and a compact 1.7 kilowatt-hour battery, allowing for electric-only creeping in parking or stop and go, and automatic shutoff for the combustion engine whenever possible. The Q5's smooth-shifting 7-speed dual-clutch transmission is a highlight, as is the trademark quattro system, front-wheel or all-wheel drive, depending on your engine. In summer 2025, Audi expands the range with plug-in hybrid quattro models, combining a 252-horsepower petrol with a powerful 143-horsepower electric, up to 299 or even 367 horsepower total. Thanks to a 20.7 kilowatt-hour battery, these PHEVs are good for up to 100 kilometers of electric range, with charging up to 11 kilowatts and a full EV mode that will take you to 140 kilometers per hour without burning a drop of petrol. And yes, those batteries sit under the boot, so if you go hybrid, the capacity drops slightly from 520 to 438 liters. But let's head inside, because both models are just as much about the experience as the engineering. Climb into the XC70, and the first thing you notice is the calm. Clean horizontal lines, a big 11.2-inch touchscreen angled for driver clarity, subtle ambient lighting, and classic Volvo comfort. The seating is plush, adjustable, and finished with a Scandinavian eye for detail. There's plenty of rear seat room, flat floor, huge glass roof in most specs, USB charging all round, and lots of places to stow kid gear or shoot a quick TikTok from the back. Volvo's famous safety suite is up to date. ADAS everywhere, whiplash mitigation seats, and a cabin that truly cocoons your family on every trip. The Q5 counterattacks with an interior that defines digital luxury in its segment. Central to the experience are two ultra-sharp OLED screens, 11.9 inches for the instrument cluster and a wide 14.5 inches for infotainment. Touch response is excellent, and Android Automotive OS runs the show. Fully updatable, app-friendly, and with the option to split entertainment between driver and passenger thanks to the 10.9-inch screen for your co-pilot. Despite so much tech, Audi gets the ergonomics right for the most part. A small ledge below the display means you can rest your hand and nail that climate adjustment even at speed. Some will mourn the loss of old-school buttons, but the haptics are well configured. ISOFIX points are everywhere, even up front if you need to run with a child in the passenger seat. And the sliding rear bench lets you trade knee space for boot volume on longer trips. Rear passengers get individual USB-C ports, vent controls, and optional seat heating, though it's impossible to ignore, compared to the last generation, that there's less space for long legs and broad shoulders. If you have teenagers or plan for 5 adults on the regular, that may be a deal breaker. How about feeling on the move? The Q5's Ace card is its balance. It remains superbly refined, with barely a of engine or road noise, especially on air suspension, which can lower or raise the car in 5 distinct steps from sporty to full off-road height. Ride quality is plush, steering is precise and just light enough, and there's real driving fun if you select dynamic or take the SQ5 for a blast, where vector torque helps pivot the big Audi through corners with surprising grace. Cruise the highway and you'll love the quietude and solidity. Steer it through mountain bends and you're reminded that, yes, this is a legacy of German engineering brilliance. Practicality? The Q5's boot opens wide and swallows up to 520 liters, plenty for family weekends. Though worth noting again that BMW's X3 and Mercedes GLC now top that figure, along with the XC70's truly vast, flat, flexible cargo bay. The Q5's rear seats fold flat in a versatile 40-20-40 split, and the movable floor means you can tuck the cover away discreetly when not in use. Audi's second-generation OLED taillights do more than look cool. These can send visual warnings to cars behind you at the scene of an accident or breakdown, another quiet leap in safety tech that soon everyone else will copy. Pricing tightens the rivalry even more. The Q5 starts at €61,600 for the base petrol model, with the most powerful SQ5 topping out at nearly €95,000. Diesel costs a bit more. Plug-in hybrids start above €68,000 and hit $82,000 for the long-range e-hybrid Quattro. Coupe-style sportback versions run a couple of thousand higher, spec for spec. The XC70 is harder to pin down, expected in Germany from around €100,000 to €130,000, so clearly the premium pick. But for that, you get segment-best EV range, family-first packaging, and classic Volvo longevity. On family credentials, both cars promise stellar ISOFIX coverage, strong aircon, great visibility, and a suite of driver assistance systems that make urban traffic almost relaxing. But the XC70, with greater back seat and boot space, plus that extra sense of safety-born calm, will tempt buyers for whom kids or dogs are part of every journey. Want rear massage in the Audi Q5? It's possible. Fancy that distinct Scandinavian lounge at the end of every drive? That's Volvo. Let's get controversial for a second. Audi has, in this generation, chosen digital and tech bravado over classic material quality. In some places, think lower door cards or the inner console, plastics have gotten harder and less cosseting than, say, in a BMW X3 or a Lexus NX, and sharply below what you'll find in the flagship Q7 or even older Q5s. Does it ruin the experience? No, but the gap has narrowed, and rivals are quick to point it out. Volvo, meanwhile, avoids excess. There are fewer screens, less glitz, but the sense of staying power and robustness is still top-notch. Daily efficiency is another key battleground. Audi's mild hybrid system does save fuel, around 0.3 liters per 100 kilometers for petrol, almost 0.7 for diesel, and qualifies the Q5 for eco badging, unlocking city benefits across Europe. The plug-in Q5 offers a true 100 kilometers in electric mode if you drive light, while the XC70 stretches that all the way to up to 200, unrivaled in any current plug-in SUV of this size. For those big mileage, cross-border trips, both provide fast charging and clever route management. Insurance for the Audi Q5 remains very reasonable, especially on hybrids. Both command solid resale. Volvo edges the running cost equation if most of your drives are in pure electric local mode. So where does this leave us? Both SUVs cement their reputations among Europe's best, but with very distinct philosophies. The Volvo XC70 2026 stands for family space, eco-leadership, and quiet confidence, a pure Swedish sanctuary on wheels, especially for those invested in future-proofed urban mobility. The Audi Q5 blends accessible tech wizardry, proven mild hybrid efficiency, German chassis know-how, and a huge range of engine choices for every taste, from the urban commuter to the enthusiast who wants a genuine V6 punch. Choosing between them is less about right and wrong, and more about what kind of journeys you want to have and who you want by your side. Are you team plug-in range king, panoramic calm, and family-first values? Or do you lean toward the always connected, digital luxury of Audi, with just enough dynamic energy to keep every drive fun? Tell us in the comments which one you drive home and why. What matters more to you, Scandinavian serenity or German innovation? For more epic showdowns and real-world insight, hit subscribe, smash that like, and join us for the next chapter as Europe's best cars continue to evolve. This has been Autopedia, and until next time, drive smart, stay curious, and never settle for ordinary.